Today is February 12th, and I wanted to come on and talk about rewiring our brains. So our brains are developing really, really fast from the time of infancy until, well, all throughout and until the prefrontal cortex is fully developed. But we have this superpower, which allows us to rewire those neurological connections. So I read a stat one time that was the brain is 75% developed by the time you hit the age of 3. So if I were to ask you, what do you remember before the age of 3? You might be like, and that's fine. Because as we become more self-aware, we're able to rewire those connections. So I'm going to give you an example. So when I was in my yoga teacher training, one of the tasks that we had, one of our homework assignments, was to take something that we didn't like, that caused us dis-ease in our body, our mind, our spirit, like something that we needed to rewire, essentially. And so for me, I was a young mom, first-time mom, and I would fall into victim mentality when I was cleaning the bathroom, or really when I was just cleaning in general. But I would find it, like I would be like cleaning the toilet, like scrubbing it and falling into that, like, why am I the only one that cleans anything around here? Nobody does anything. Nobody cares, right? Like, so I have a husband and like a 6-month-old, right? And so, it was something that I really just didn't like. I would just, all of these thoughts would kind of infiltrate in, and who knows where that, stems from or whatever. Maybe it could be that we see our own parent feel that way, right? We're sponges when we're kids. I know I had a mom that we lived in such a super clean house because of rage cleaning connections. So I decided like this was the thing. I wanted to clean the toilet, clean my bathrooms, and not have this anger, resentment, these feelings stir up inside of me. So the first thing that I had to do was become aware of those feelings. So every time I would clean the bathroom, I would be like, oh, there. I'd fall into it and I'd have to be like, oh, there you are. And just observe. Now, this was like a year-long practice, right? And it's still a lifelong practice. So I had to become aware. I also had to think about, why am I cleaning my bathroom? Like, why do I want my bathroom clean? What's the purpose of why I'm doing this? And so, maybe it's like, oh, well, you're supposed to have a clean bathroom. Okay, we'll dig a little bit deeper. I want to have a clean space for my family and my friends when they come over to release, right? I keep my bathroom and my house clean because I love my family and because it helps me. I get a lot of anxiety if things aren't, my anxiety for me gets triggered when things are messy. So, but really it was like, because I love my family, I want them to have a clean space. I want them to be healthy. So there's my why. So now every time I start cleaning the bathroom, this was, so many moons ago, like almost 13. Ugh. Actually, it was 13. I would first observe, oh, I'm falling into, like, I'd be, cleaning the bathroom, be like, oh, these motherfuckers don't do shit around here. And then I would have to be like, oh, wait a minute. Look at that tricky little old pattern coming up. And then I would have to be like, why am I cleaning my bathroom? Well, because I love my family, right? Like, I'd go back to that why. And so then I would start thinking about how much I loved my family as I'm, cleaning the toilet, as I'm wiping everything down. I'm thinking about how much I love them, like the things that we do. And so now, before that synapses because I had fallen into that pattern so much. So this right here was like clean the toilet, or toilet associates with like victim mentality. So I had to rewire that connection and say, oh no, like, oh, there it is. But no, cleaning the toilet means that I like love my family. I love them so much. It's an act of selfless service. So this took work, right? This took effort. This was quick because I'd been doing it for a long time. This was a practice. But now, after doing that practice, this becomes quicker, right? This not so much. Now, it does still rear its ugly head, but I see it, observe it sooner, and then I'm able to switch. So now, more times than not, when I'm cleaning my bathroom, which I just did this morning, I'm thinking about, like, my brain instantly goes to, oh, we've got a family vacation coming up. Oh, I love family vacations with my family. I can't wait to be in the sun with my family. I can't wait, So you start thinking, you kind of like rewire that brain so that you can go through these types of tasks, right? These types of responsibilities. And the toilet is just one example, but you can apply this to anything at all. This is something that doesn't have to have an effect over me like it did, right? I'm in charge. I'm co-creating this experience. And so if I don't like this experience, I get to rewire, right? It's one of my superpowers. So I invite you to practice and practice with grace, rewiring your brain. Enjoy.